The film is dedicated to the vivid memory of writer and public figure Vakhtang Akhvlediani and to the worthy patriots who were devoted for their homeland. Bloody threshing floor. The movie is filmed by M.Saakashvili. This must not happen again. Everything began like this. Nona Gaprindashvili, chess player, world and Olympic champion, chairman of the National Assembly. Dear compatriots, we are trying to inform each of you in view of fact that we can't stay anymore inactive in the process of humiliation. The democratic perspective of the country is in danger. Territorial integrity is violated. The economy of the country is being destroyed on a daily basis. Education, health, defense, and other vital systems. Foreign debts are growing daily. Drug addiction is a very big problem. Citizens are leaving their own country where is unfairness and political terror. Country citizen no longer represents any value for their national government. People no longer have the right to life and dignity. The prisons are filled with illegal prisoners. Our country needs help, otherwise our generations will be in difficulty. Instead of improving situation, the government is trying to keep people in illusions. Chabua Amirejibi, writer, public figure. The only way to wake up the society is to set specific goals and methods for achieving them. M.Saakashvili, writer. In Tbilisi, on December 29th, in 2010, People's Representative Assembly preparatory conference was held. The writer and public figure Vakhtang Akhvlediani told me about this. Political and social organizations and thousands of citizens of our country created People's Assembly. The initiators of its creation were Chabua Amirejibi, Nona Gaprindashvili, Rezo Esadze, Robert Sturua, Soso Tsiskarishvili, Elizbar Javelidze, Gogi Kaftaradze, Merabi Jibladze, Mindia Salukwadze, Irakli Batiashvili, Luka Kurtanidze, and others. Vakhtang Akhvlediani was already involved in this movement. He told me that People's Assembly will be created in Batumi. We were holding the same views. He knew that I would support him all the time and presented me a journal where People's Assembly's initiators, Chabua Amirejibi's words are written. The battle to victory. I can't see the other way. Despite pressure of the ruling regime, People's Assembly could unite the population of Georgia and genuine opposition forces. Vakhtang Akhvlediani's words came true. After the capital city, the People's Assembly was created in Ajara. Initiative group consisting of Natella Dumbadze, Vahtank Akhvlediani, Shota Zoidze, Tamas Tsintzadze, Niaz Bolkvadze, Aslan Lordkipanidze, Tsiskar Gogitidze, Kocha Mukhashavria, Malhas Baladze, Mamuli Surmanidze. News group was led by Zaur Solomoni. The first meeting with the representatives of People Assembly was held in Batumi in Ilya Chavchavadze State Drama Theater in 2010. Democratic Movement United Georgia, the leaders Mrs. Nino Burjanadze with her party joined People's Assembly and appealed other parties to do the same steps. Apart from the ordinary citizens, the meeting was attended by experts, writers, poets, and public prominent officials. Vahtank Akhvlediani, People's Assembly, which after Tbilisi was held here in Batumi, has very big importance because focus is transferred to the ancient region, which has over 300 years carried the Georgians, and all of these people with the whole Georgia must create country's future. Gia Gurgenidze. How can it be possible not to go to the meeting where will be Elisbar Javelidze, Gogi Kaftaradze, Nona Gaprindashvili? These people are interested in the fate of Georgia. Eka Beselia, lawyer. Let's give initiation to the people. Let them judge what is the major concern in the country and raise problems in the foreground, and political parties must support the idea which stands in the foreground. Tsotne Ananidze. Our country has been diagnosed by an illness, and this illness is irresponsible management of M.Saakashvili in Georgia. My dear people, I think all of us, whole Georgia, must become doctors in order to heal Georgia from this illness. Zaur Solomonidze. On 25 November 2010, the groups of National Assembly, which I directed, provided the delegates arrival in Tbilisi, and in the morning we were at the public meeting in Tbilisi because the amount of people turned up more than expected, and therefore it was not possible to hold a meeting in the covered hall. Establishment of the People's Assembly was held in front of the Parliament building on Rustaveli Avenue. The meeting began working. The most important decisions were taken, and it was decided to set up committees at the local level that supported the implementation of important decisions. Tsiskar Gogitidze. After arriving from Tbilisi, People's Assembly started communication with people from the second day. We went to the families in order to obtain the trust of our people and tell the truth. We were delivering booklets. We have done everything together with the local people in order to unite People's Assembly. Newspaper Ajara PS was actively assisting the current development. Jamal Megrelidze, a chief editor of newspaper Ajara PS. Soon Georgians gathered together against Saakashvili's regime and expressed their view freely and openly. I remember our additional office was only one place for these people in the region. All information space was closed for them. We gave a tribune to spread their words to people. Soon public assembly leaders founded Oath of Fealty. Anzor Solomonidze, head of Oath of Fealty in Batumi, former political prisoner. April 19, 2011, in Batumi at the monument of Ilya Chavchavadze, held a public assembly meeting where was officially taken oath text. strengthens the public assembly. We have visited to Ajara regions, Kabuleti, Kedesh, Vahevi, Hulo, where we were in Poti, Ozurgeti, Chokhatauri as well.
ვიყავით ფოჩშიც. ოზურგეთში, ჩოხატაურში, თითქმის დასავლეთ საქართველოს მოვიცავით.
Cry, justice is coming, public assembly is coming, join us, power is in people. Public assembly made decision to hold protest actions in Tbilisi and in Batumi. Ajara region must be involved in it as well. On May 21st in 2011, in Batumi at the Era Square was held a public assembly protest action. Action was led by the board members Temur Shashiashvili and Elisbar Javelidze. Besides them, there were Vakhtang Akhladiani and Ajara board members. Elisbar Javelidze, an academician. Our government's so-called authority sells everything. Georgian morals, its traditions, spirit and faith. They sold Georgian land to preserve their posts. We put the government to an end. Vakhtang Akhladian, a writer, public figure. Those who are here and in Tbilisi, we all are fighting to have a better future for our children. I am from Helvachauri and I don't know how long I will live, but I want to sacrifice the rest of my life to my country. Thank you all for coming here. Cheers to you all. Murman Dumbadze, leader of Serve for Georgia. We are gathered here to swear that on Independence Day, Its Majesty Georgian people will take over the parade. Temur Shashiashvili, leader of party Tetrebi. Fight for our country, fight for democracy, fight to defeat the poverty, fight for future of Georgia. Tsotne Ananidze, a lawyer, political prisoner. We decided to go to Ajara TV and transfer the tape of the rally. Unfortunately, Ajara TV presented government's side and was impossible. We had a legitimate claim broadcasting of video where was shown the progress of the action. Nugzar Jordania, journalist. I saw it with my own eyes as I was standing near the door of the TV station where were Vakhtang Akhladiani and Murman Dumbadze together with activists and demanding to meet the heads of the television. We had a simple legal request. One person had to enter in the building. They agreed. That person I was. I had to leave the message at cancellery, but I was not able to do. While two cameras were shooting from the balcony of television, someone threw a stone and broke the window. I know that all the rally participants controlled each other. The rally participant did not make it. It was a signal from provocator.
საოცარი დისციპლინა სუფევდა. ეს აქციის მონაწილეს არ გაუკეთებია, ეს იყო პროვოკატორის სიგნალი.
And Zorkutba, a writer, I'm sure that people who are against the government do not throw the stones to the television. I'm sure the government did this and they wanted to blame protesters. At this time, Special Force opens the door and rushes in and attacks the people. Naira Kobuladze, a journalist. I saw everything, how they have beaten the women, the children, old men. In spite of my journalist badge on me, and I cried that I was a journalist, they began beating me too. As they knew I was journalist, abused me. Suddenly, I fell down, but they continued beating me. After the raid, we moved to Era Square, where was a rally. The political council has made a decision to stop the rally and moved to the office. We went to the office and announced that only people from the regions were able to stay in the office and city citizens had to leave. M.Saakashvili was with me. He arranged organizational issues. I told him to prepare people for tomorrow's rally. When I was marching to my house, I met a journalist, Gogi Murvanidze, who said that near the television police is operated. I guess that they would go to the office to arrest the members of the public assembly. I get information from Tengiz that criminal government plans to raid and the special force was mobilized. We were encircled by them and to leave the office was late. And soon special forces invade into the office. Darajandia Samidze. Almost 50 people were in the office. Someone cried that we were encircled and special force raided into the office. Nanuli Dumbadze, Nino Rizhvadze were with me. They could take the pictures. They were looking for the leaders to arrest. They arrested Anzor Solomonidze. It was impossible to run away. Some jumped from the second floor who injured. I have never seen such a terrible scene in my life.
ვინც უნდა დაეპატიმრებინა და ერთ-ერთი მათგანი რომელიც იყო ჩვენთან ერთად ეს იყო ანზორ სოლომონიძე რომელიც იქვე აიყვანეს.
Sulhan Baldavadze. I jumped from the window and could not arrest me. I will join my friends soon and will fight for Georgia. David Partenadze, former political prisoner. It was complete chaos. At that night, everyone who stayed in the office were beaten. Techniques were destroyed. They detained me at 1 p.m. Nugzar Kekelidze. They rushed into the office, asked for the names and some of them were taken. Emzar Kadidze. They rushed into the office and shot with rubber bullets. supporting action for our friends and decided to send members of party in Tbilisi. Immediately was held actions of supporting our colleagues. On the briefing was decided to go to Tbilisi for members of Agerian and Gurian regions. Tsiala Surmanidze, head of Helvachauri Public Assembly. I went with my members in Tbilisi. Police was chasing us every time and we decided to buy a bunch of flowers. In case they stop us on the way, we will tell them that we are going to the funeral. We already knew that peaceful protesters were raided. General Georgi Uchava, the deputy of Gia Burjanadze, was kidnapped. I had duties of oath of fealty after arresting Anzor Solomonidze, but the meeting has been continuing at public broadcasting television. I was met by one of the leaders of public assembly, Manana Salukvadze. Special scene was installed on the truck where the leaders made speeches. I and Mrs. Manana Salukvadze went on the stage and welcomed all the leaders of public assembly. Gia Burjanadze made everyone know about joining the delegation from Adjara. I was given a word for welcoming. I was happy.
Gia Burjanadzem მომიტინგეებს აჭარიდან ჩამოსული დელეგაციის შემოერთება აუწყა. ის მონდა შეძახილები.
There were cries. We welcome our brothers from Adjara. Strength is in unity. People applauded us.
ის გარემოცის ქვეშ მიმდინარეობდა. ფაქტიურად ალყაში ვიღარით.
Nino Burjanadze, chairman of Democratic Movement, United Georgia. Zondors are spying us. They don't frighten us. When we arrived, we were waiting that public broadcasting television would have allowed our leaders to make a speech about political situation in Georgia, but in vain. On May 25, at 3 p.m., the meeting moved to the parliament.
მიტინგი პარლამენტისგან დაიძრა.
Arno Khidirbegishvili, chairman of Public Assembly. We must stand for Georgia. We must save our country. We have to protect the protesters of oath of fealty standing near to the parliament. It was pouring. Special forces cars have appeared. Mzevinar Zirkvadze, member of Public Assembly. We were warned twice that there would be a brutal raid. But I was standing bravely together with my friends, Manuchar Sharashidze, Jumber Kamadadze, Tsiala Surmanidze, front of Kashveti Church. Soon, from all the sides of parliament stormed the special units and began a terrible raid. They used cannons, bullets and gas weapons. Masked men began beating us. stupefied by gas smell and beaten with bludgeons. I was going straight mechanical with people without thoughts. Masked men caught us at the youth palace. There was Gela Gvianidze. I took his hand and cried to others, "People, let's break the raid and run to the Freedom Square." But the masked men blocked the way and began beating us inhumanly, forced to lay on the road. One of them rushed to me when I was lying on the ground, attacked me and began beating me and abusing me. He cried, "You are a Russian agent." I was hurt and cried and abused the executioner. He was furious and called another soldier, ordered to shoot me. I did not feel anything. I thought I would die, but someone wearing mask commanded me and one old man to follow him. I could hardly stand on my feet and I thought that he wanted to arrest me. But this huge man in a mask took away us from this bloody place. He unexpectedly stopped and said, "Go straight and you will be in a safe place." I was astonished, as when I followed him all my way I thought, what would happen with me in a jail? And unexpectedly I was given freedom. I asked him, "What's your name?" He unexpectedly smiled and answered, "Kaha." "And now get away from this place," he added. When he went away, I cried him, "Help Georgian people! Don't hurt them!" Roman Chkhaidze. When we left Kobuleti, people in the streets blessed us, as if we were going to fight with aliens. Unfortunately, it was a reality. Pichiko Bolkvadze, lawyer, president of Georgia, treated rawly to people. They wanted to kill people, not to disperse the demonstration. Lashem Siladze, member of Public Assembly. They have caught my friends and soon I have been arrested. I was wounded, put into plastic irons and laid on the Palace of Pioneer stage, where people were gathered and beaten with batons.
აი სცენაზე იყო თით მოგროვებული ეს ხალხი დაჭერილები და აი ცემდნენ რა და ეს ამის რიგებში ფეხი გამომკრენ ამაქციან და ის დუბიკით თუ ხელკეტით თუ რა ქვია მაგით ამით გაგვისწორდნენ ძალიან მაგრამ
Simon Futkaradze, honored choreographer of Ajara. The yard of parliament was irrigated with my blood in 2011, but still I will stand with my Georgians to save their interests.
როგორც გწნობდი, რამდენიმე პოლიციელი და ძირში დავარდინეს, რომელიც უკვე თითქმის ვიხჩობოდი, ვეღარ სვიხავდი. 4-5 პოლიციელი ალბათ შეძახილებით, ყვერილით, პირდაპირ მირთყავდნენ.
Niaz Bolkvadze, a writer and philosopher. I was unconscious, could not breathe. Police beat me and tortured me. I did not feel anything. People's lives are perhaps daily challenges. I asked and begged the God to kill me. I did not want to be humiliated by these beasts. It's painful for my soul. Later, they took me to the Kashveti church, where began the second stage of my tortures. They tied my legs and hands when I was trying to resist them, and this time I got open hand injury.
უნდათ ასევე როგორც ციხეში აწამებენ გვინახია, ფეხებისა და ხელების შეკრა ერთად, ანუ ბორბალს დამსგავსეს და როდესაც მე უკვე მათ მძალიანდებოდი, როგორც ჩანს, მაშინ ღია ჭრილობა მომაყენეს თავზე.
Yasha Gvianidze, the head of Public Assembly in Khalvachauri. They arrested our members Malhas Tsereteli and Bugzar Kamadadze. We saw others who were beaten severely. Everyone was treated equally.
რომლებიც ყვებოდნენ რომ განსხვავებით ასაკისა, ქალისა, კაცისა, ყველას ერთნაირად უსწორდებოდა.
ეს იყო მაგალითო გმირობის დღე.
Guram Khudrivanidze. It was a day of unprecedented heroism. We knew this was the last day for us, but people were ready to sacrifice themselves. Avtandil Diasamidze, a lawyer. At that time, government raided against peaceful protesters and broke up the demonstrations. It was a violation of the laws and norms of international law.
მოქმედი საქართველოს კანონმდებლობის და საერთაშორისო სამართლის ნორმების არსებითი დარღვევა.
Shota Zoidze, a writer, professor. May 26 was a tragic day in our life, but this day has its positive side. It was the awakening of the people that showed up they no longer tolerate to the regime of M.Saakashvili.
დღე, სადაც გამოვლინდა, რომ ხალხი აღარ ეგუება იმ გახსნილ რეჟიმს, რომელიც M.Saakashvilis ხელდასმით დამკვიდრდა საქართველოში.
კარგი იქნებოდა, როდესაც
შეცდომებზე არის საუბარი, a political scientist. If we have had an united opposition, the end of 26 May would have been in a different way. There was no international support and no international legitimacy. The events of 26 May advanced the statement of Ambassador of America in Georgia about holding a parade of Independence Day of Georgia in any way, and it was the reason of cruelty of the government. People desperately struggled for a better country. Today our country stands on such people. Public assembly members together unmasked the tyranny. Many Georgian people sacrificed themselves in this fight. Media connection Obyektivi, together with David Tarhan Mouravi and Irma Inashvili, united and bound the whole Georgia. People believed in Bidzina Ivanishvili. The government has changed and Georgia is waiting for a better life. We will fight until justice does not prevail in Georgia.
Media კავშირი ობიექტივის გმირულმა თავგამოდებამ დავით თარხან მოურავის თავკაცობით ერთ მუშტად შეკრა მთელი საქართველო. ბიძინა ივანიშვილს ხალხი ენდო. თავრობა შეიცვალა და საქართველო უკეთესი ცხოვრების მოლოდინშია. სისხლიანი კალოს სასიტულოდ გამეტებულნი ვიბრძოლებთ მანამ, ვიდრე საქართველოში სამართლიანობა სამოვლოდ არ იზრდება.
The author of idea, Tengiz Tsitsilashvili. The director, Nino Davidashvili. The editing director, Gocha Turadze. Operators, Ketevan Takidze and Susanna Volodyan. Translation, Tamar Georgadze, Salome Georgikashvili and Maya Soselia. The text was read by Maya Soselia. In this documentary film is told about bloody regime of M.Saakashvili in Georgia in 2003-2012. In this film described in details the events that happened in a peaceful meeting on May 26 in 2011, when brutally were killed 4 participants of the meeting. Unfortunately, this crime has not been investigated and the killers still have not been found. The film was translated in English language in 2016.